There's a mass amount of fog in the center of the town. Everyone starts bumping into each other. You hear some baskets falling on the ground, and people just going, "Oh God, I can't! Where did this horrendous fog come from?" And you put on your pants.
Sweet. I am now wearing the pants you gave me, and thank you very much for that.
You're in fog, so you just hear this Coronado. You can't see it.
Good. Take me to your previous employer. I'd like
We
to meet
shall.
them.
You guys are in fog, so you can't see 2 feet in front of you.
I exit the fog.
Okay, you walk a direction, and you are now outside of the fog. The other people are
Excellent.
not around you.
I look around and listen for audio cues as to where they're heading. And then I meet up with them.
Head towards the entrance of the town, guys. Is that where Fix was?
Yeah. We'll just say that you guys make it out. We won't have to roll or anything. You guys are all outside of the fog at the entrance of town.
Coronado, you haven't met this guy yet, but he's very important. But I let him know that you're going to be part of you're with us, so he knows.
If he asks why we left that town of his, we should just say what exactly.
I already told Bo that we just moved on to the next town for adventure.
All right.
Is that not what happened?
No, that's exactly what happened.
Well, let's carry on then.
All right.
You guys make your way out.
Are we just going to find him a bit outside of town, or how far are we going?
He's like right at the entrance, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not far off. It's probably 5 minutes outside of town.
Okay.
You, as you guys approach, you see a pretty large caravan. There's some rugs set up on the ground. They look rather fantastical. He's got a tent set up above him as well. You don't see anyone inside, but inside of behind the horses there is a carriage of sorts, and you would assume that's where he's at.
No, that's stylish.
Yeah, Coronado, it actually impresses you a lot when you see all this.
This is a fine sir indeed.
That he is.
Would be happy to meet a man of impeccable taste.
How do you guys approach?
It's about time.
Me
Is there
too.
anyone outside?
It's been too long.
I ignore his Jape, his Jape, and I just walk straight towards the caravan, towards the nicest looking building or tent.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we're like in defensive mode or anything. We just walk up.
Okay, yeah. Bo is standing outside and goes, it's good to see you, friends. This must be the newest edition. He points towards Coronado.
I am Coronado Vasquez. It is very nice to meet you, sir. What is your name?
He goes, my name is Bo, and I serve Master Fix. And he bows to you. When you bow, you immediately see the gigantic blade horizontally across his back. And you also see he's wearing pretty high, nobility-looking clothes. Like, he looks finely dressed, is what I'm trying to say.
Bo?
Yeah. But you guys never noticed this, but Coronado would notice this.
Yeah. Sir, I would be happy to meet this Fix. I believe we are ready to discuss business.
He goes, he awaits you inside. He points towards his caravan. Or towards a part of the caravan where it has a door and you can enter.
Gentlemen, my lady.
Looks to be some sort of tent.
We shall.
All right, who goes in
Why
first?
do you call me that, Cora?
I would imagine
Lamar insisted that I call you that. He said that's your preferred title.
Wait, who insisted?
Ricardo Del Mar.
That's interesting that he would tell you that.
I'm
hear this.
sorry, I have not offended you, have I?
I guess you're not at fault, but if you could not call me that in the future.
I am my deepest and most sincere apologies. What is the term you would prefer me to call you by?
You know, Riley's alright.
Miss Riley?
No, just Riley.
But I refer to them as Sir Cobblepot and Sir Ricardo.
Does he still call you that, Cobblepots?
Sometimes.
You fine with it?
Lady Riley? Sir Riley?
Yeah, it doesn't really bother me.
All right. I guess Sir wouldn't bother me either. So.
Sir Riley it is. And I walk into the tent.
Okay. We'll say that Coronado, since he made it first, walks in. You walk into the tent and realize that when you were walking in, you did not anticipate a space this large. It seems to be a room about 20 feet long and probably about 10 feet across. And at one edge of the room, you see Fix sitting at a table. He's got one leg up over another, and he's drinking from some sort of goblet. It's probably silver.
I wait for the rest of the party to enter.
Answer with Cora.
Yeah, you all enter and you see this as well. He goes, perfect.
My man.
I'm glad that you guys were able to make it here. Please join me at the table. You notice there are 4 chairs, 2 on each side. There's also some food and stuff in front of it. Not actual meals, but just like grapes, some a goblet there with also some flask that have some wine in it.
I say sup.
Greetings, sir. You must be the lord known as Fix. I bow deeply. My name is Coronado Vasquez, and I believe you're already acquainted with my new traveling partners.
He goes,
How
my
may
man.
we get your service?
goes, finally, someone with some actual manners in here. I never took offense to it, but it's nice to see someone so proper. And he bows, he nods his head towards you. He goes, please join me at the table. He welcomes you to sit like to his right, up front and proper, Coronado.
Hey, okay, etiquette
Go
is
to
one of my
next-
proficiencies, and I'm pretty sure Fix was cool with me.
He was cool with you, yeah,
Just
but
'cause
you didn't.
Know how to be. Just because you know proper etiquette doesn't mean you exercise proper etiquette.
My man.
My point exactly.
Exactly. He goes, so what caused you all to leave Neros? I was quickly coming back to town, and showed up and noticed you were all gone.
Well, we just we figured that we had gotten all the adventuring that we could out of one town, and we decided just to head on to the next one.
He goes, oh well, I heard that the church never got taken care of. It was dispatched a couple days later. There, I think the clergy had to deal with the zombies who overran town. Many were dead. I thought that was going to be one of your jobs, but unfortunately, I assume you guys did what you had to.
Yeah, we burned that place down. Or no, wait.
It seems your memory is a little fuzzy. You burned the house on the hill down.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
so
did.
much arson, I can't keep it all straight.
Yes, and that House Gozel did I presume pay you properly for that?
Yes.
We did indeed get paid.
Goes perfect, splendid. I do have another job for you if you guys are looking.
So you came to this town to find us just for another job?
We did. I was also worried about your friend. I had heard rumors, perhaps, of what happened at the house on top of the hill. Rich, I believe it. Bo told me it was rather unfortunate in his death earlier this week.
These rumors, could you elaborate?
He goes, well, I only know snippets. I don't know the whole deal, but I was told that there was a portal that someone walked through, I believe Rich, and that's all I know. I was very worried about him, as typically one should not be walking through portals.
I agree. Do you know how long that cult had been meeting in your town?
He goes, well, I had heard only slight things of the cult. I had no idea who they were worshiping. I had Zanzil do some research on the blood cult as they have sprung up as of late in other parts of the world that I've heard about, but I had no idea that they were actually practicing and summoning what seemed to be a warrior of the blood god is what I presumed from what was told, what was slain on top of the hill.
Are we all inside the caravan right now?
Yeah, unless one of you didn't come in.
No, we all did, I think.
All right.
Is there a reason you asked
So-
that, or?
It's cool.
Okay.
So what is the mission that you want from us, Fix? And what's the pay looking like?
He goes, well, before we get to that, I do have some questions about Rich. He goes, did
Ask away.
the poor soul ever talk about perhaps seeing things, have hallucinations, anything of that sort?
Yes.
He goes, do you remember exactly what they were?
I don't remember
much
him talking about
shall we cover?
hallucinations, but I do know some weird things happen with Rich.
Because please continue.
Well,
Is there anything specifically you think he might have seen?
As well, there have been reports that when one walks through these summoning circles, they are actually able to see another. I guess the best way to see it is to see into other worlds, and I'm curious if Rich was cursed with this himself.
I think if he was, he didn't talk about it that often. Actually, no, I do remember one time he said he saw something in the sky and we all looked and none of us saw it.
My friends to the east, which is where I went to. I was for that week that I was gone when you guys left. Have heard many things about this, and they believe that soon this blood god will act and perhaps cause war upon on this world, and that is what I'm come to you guys for. I need you to investigate some runes around the world and see if there are more occult activities.
I mean, you must know that there's still cult members within your town.
I'm sorry? No, I would assume that you guys dispatched them all.
If I know these people at all, and I don't think they would leave a job half done. They seem to be honest and honorable folk.
As I assume and hopefully
In fact,
believe.
these very two, I say, pointing at Riley and Ricardo, came charging out of the woods to help Sir Cobblepot and I fend off this vicious manticore. They charged straight into the heat of battle without the slightest hesitation. I put a little emphasis on those words.
Did you perhaps... I've heard of these manticores. Did you perhaps get its hide?
We thought it would look lovely, but none of us are skilled skinners nor tanners.
Oh,
so
'tis shame I would have purchased that from you.
How much was a hide worth?
We could sell you the location, and you could then take care of it yourself.
It is probably ruined by now. Those things go quite quickly.
It's been but a day.
I mean, I can go look, and if it is there, we can definitely deal with it. But typically, those things... I've paid as much as 10,000 for one before.
My.
Damn.
That is a pricey hide. I did think it was quite fine fur, but I had no idea.
So
Yeah.
about this mission, maybe we could have a moment to talk about it amongst ourselves before we come to a conclusion.
Certainly, I do not expect a decision quite so hastefully. I will leave you to it, and he starts to walk out of the room.
Before you leave us alone, how much are you offering to do this job?
He goes, well, the cost of this is not something I could put a price to. It's more of a favor, but if you guys need perhaps new armament, I could look for that for you. Or...
These gentlemen and lady could all use some new clothing. Their clothes are tattered and completely destroyed. I see that you are a fine purveyor of such wares. Would you be able to spare some for us if we could do this task for you?
Certainly. There is a certain seamstress here in town, Charlemagne. Surely you've heard of her. She should do quite the job.
I have had the unfortunate displeasure of meeting this woman and her body tastes and poor designs.
Oh, I actually was excited to come to Pineville because I knew that Charlemagne was here.
Well, perhaps you've been misled by maybe someone else works for her, but in person, I do like this way that your tents are decorated, but her place is entirely pink. Just
Yes,
different
that's-
shades of pink stacked together, and she has no sense.
It is
whatsoever.
a fashion sweeping the world at this very moment, my friend.
Sir, as the former fashion designer to a king,
Oh,
I
I,
plead
I
with
heard
you.
he unfortunately died some sort of
I'm sorry, I did not
perfume.
tell you his name.
Wait a minute. Continue on, Rich. And by Rich, I mean Coronado.
As the former fashion designer to a king, I plead with you, do not take this woman's advice. This may be a growing trend, but as you know, the trends of youth blow through quickly, and you will find yourself embarrassed in 5 years looking back on this time.
He goes, I tell you what, Coronado, I came here looking for you or looking for your friends, and I have found them. And it happens so luckily for me that I have found you. I'm looking to remodel this place. Could you perhaps do that for me?
If you have a budget, I will do the best I can within your budget.
He goes, well, let me think on that perhaps. You guys think of the offer, and we will soon speak again.
Okay, the offer is not very good, Fix. No offense to you, but if you're willing to pay 10,000, dollars for a manticore skin, surely you can spare a brother some cash for, killing countless blood demon
He goes,
worshipping.
Ricardo, you're always very quick to get the prize. Tell me, are you a manticore hide?
Manticore what?
You're not a manticore hide. You're a person. Thus, you're not worth 10,000 gold to me. Is what I'm getting at. I'll just skip the joke.
As you should.
He scratches his chin for a while, and he's like, I shall return. You talk amongst yourself, and I will be outside enjoying the wine. He holds up his goblet. He goes, let me know when you would like to join me for dinner. I will have Bo prepare.
All right, Fix. You have all the time in the world, after all, right?
He goes, yes, I shall meet you outside. And he walks out kind of befuddled and confused.
All right. When we searched, it was Zanzel's house that we searched for the Blood God documents, right?
Are you asking me or the party?
Everyone, anyone,
I shall not answer.
anyone.
What was
I'm
that?
sorry, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. What job is this that we're doing, and what? Can I get some backstory?
I gotta try and remember the backstory first. Was it Zanzel where Ricardo found the documents about the Blood God?
I think so.
And then when we went back, Zanzel denied having anything to do with it, but that was the Blood God Zanzel.
That was the blood demon Sansel.
So we never heard the real Zanzel deny having anything to do with it?
I think he explained that he was studying it, actually. That he was studying,
Alright.
because of, what Fix is proposing, I'm guessing.
Yeah, alright, that lines up then. But why would they still have a copy of him?
I guess once they, it doesn't matter if somebody's dead or alive. They obviously made a copy of Rich, so maybe they can make a copy whenever they want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm guessing. That you don't have to be involved for a copy to exist. But we're not entirely sure.
You just have to have entered through the portal, I think.
I see. And so what will we be doing here?
No, but that would be a lot more complicated
so.
because why would Zanzel go through that portal if he wasn't part of the cult?
Yeah, I think he would have known not to. That's why I suggested we should all cut ourselves in the face a little bit just to make sure we know who's real and who's not. Because that's the only difference that there seems to be between the clones and the
But what
originals.
Okay. Because the blood Rich, his knee was perfect, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Well,
You may be right. I'm wondering why Sansel could, because it was Sansel once again. There must be some kind of restriction.
Yeah, why
Otherwise
wouldn't they just copy one of us?
you're right.
I just feel like Zanzel's implicated in some way, past,
Yeah.
just studying about the blood god. So this
Yeah.
might be some kind of trap.
I trust
I
Fix,
don't
though. I
think
mean, I don't think Fix is doing anything devious.
But why do we trust Fix? Did anyone, he looks human to us, right? But you never told us, JP, what he is.
Well, we know that he's lived for 400 years, so.
He looks human too.
Yeah, he's a human who's lived for 400 years. I mean, that's a little bit concerning.
Yes.
What reason do we have to not trust him?
Yeah, exactly. Even Rev said that 400 years ago he was still a nice guy and he was doing all the right things, right?
It's true, but if his right-hand man is Zanzel, I mean... maybe he doesn't know about what Zanzel's up to all the time.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even know that Sansel's implicated yet. I think we shouldn't be quick to jump to conclusions.
What would our job be with serving these people?
I think he mentioned investigating some cultish stuff.
Yeah, destroying more blood cults, it seems like.
Just an investigation?
Well, it's a bit more dangerous than that.
Yeah, we might have to end up killing some cultists or something. Maybe even whatever the cultists summoned. Last time, they summoned this huge demon from the depths of hell. And it badly scarred our friend Rich's face during the fight.
Most tragic.
Yeah.
That it was.
He was just so beautiful before that.
I think we should take this job, but I think we should ask for more in return.
Yeah, I agree. If he came all the way here to look for us, I'm sure he's willing to pay us well. I'm sure.
But he still doesn't know. Oh, sorry. He still doesn't know about how we took advantage of one of his last offers. So if we tried to bargain with him, I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough too. Rich stole from Sansel on a photo now. So.
And we took a bigger discount than what we were.
Yeah.
What was approved.
So it may not be the best idea to go back. Is there anything like a bank where where we can deposit the rings or something? Keep it safe?
Not really.
Were you guys wearing the rings when we talked to him?
Yeah. We have them, I mean, I have mine on all the time.
But yeah, I mean, he wasn't Sansel. He was... We don't even know if Sansel knows or noticed that the rings are gone.
He seems like he's a man who cares about details.
Sansel? I wouldn't.
What happened with these rings? Why would he notice what rings are gone?
Rich just stole rings from Sansel's fancy. His
That's a shame.
stuff.
Well, if that's the case and Rich is now dead, we should just simply tell him so that Rich stole the rings and has since been killed, and the rings are irretrievable.
Well,
yeah, but where would we hide them? If we go back to the town...
You have the rings?
We may or may not be in possession of some property.
I've dealt with this on some occasion. Do you have a handkerchief? Of course you don't have a handkerchief. I pull out a handkerchief. You can wrap them up in here, so they'll be nice and safe. Slip them into your pack. No one will know the wiser. We can deal with this man, blame it on this rich fellow, and all should be fine in the world.
How many of those handkerchiefs do you have?
You can wrap all the rings in a single handkerchief. They won't scratch each other.
Our party has a few trust issues, if you know what I mean. Which is basically just that.
That's what she's right.
You can't hold the rings for him?
We'd probably rather have a couple of handkerchiefs.
I pull out another handkerchief. This time it's from my waistcoat. The first one was from my breast pocket.
Thank you.
I take
would like them back, though.
Is Is there any
I think-
spell that will block detecting magic or anything like that, though? That would be cool. I guess not.
There are wizard spells that will do that.
Well, I don't have any.
No.
So cute.
I take my rings off and I put them in the handkerchief and I put them in my backpack.
Oh,
Same
she
here, I
wants
guess.
you.
Hi, Zoe. Okay, so we all agree that we want to do this.
Yes.
think
Sounds
so.
like an adventure, one which I would love to have with you.
I mean, I'd rather do this than continue running from the blood god and these cults.
I do think if we're doing this, we should get something more than a suitable set of clothing for you all, though. I think we should perhaps get some coin, as I believe the mercenaries call it.
Yeah, I agree. I think coin is always the best.
Yes.
Let's go back and talk to him and see what we can negotiate.
Never did I think I would be doing mercenary work. How exciting!
How exciting indeed. Yeah, well, you guys go do that. I think I wanna visit Charlemagne and see what she has to offer. If we're leaving this town, it may be my only opportunity, and she is quite famous.
We're not leaving tonight, are we? I'm sure we can delay it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to.
Well, let us ask this gentleman when he leaves, and we shall accompany him back together. No need to ride separately. We could even enjoy some of his fineries and luxuries on our way.
Good idea, Cora.
All right, so let's go back and talk to Fix, JP.
You guys are still inside of his caravan this entire time. He went outside to prepare, or sorry, to tell Bo to have dinner prepared. And when you guys walk out, there is a basically an entire meal on the ground. He's sitting Indian style at the edge of this huge table of food. There is actually the only person that really recognizes a lot of this stuff, as it's seemed to be only be eaten by nobles, is Coronado. You see the finest meats and cheeses and different exotic fruits, pretty much anything you can think of on the table. And Fix puts up his hand and he's just like, "Please join me. Let's have a feast while we discuss the future."
I eat some
That's it.
coconut.
Yeah, there's totally a coconut there.
I ate some
Nice.
avocado.
There's avocados, everything. You don't actually... You guys have never seen that stuff, but let's just say you happen upon that on the table and enjoy it.
Avocado's
I will-
extra.
I will mash some avocados and then make a spread that I will name guacamole.
He actually, when he sees you doing this, he goes, "You know, in the South they call that guacamole."
I do
No
believe,
way.
though, if I'm not mistaken, in the South they also add other things. I believe a little bit of onion, maybe a squeeze of lime, some salt, some pepper.
I have heard this as well.
Little bits of diced tomatoes and what do they call that? Cilantro.
I have heard
yeah.
these things as well. Perhaps, Ricardo, would you mind making us some? Your friend here seems to know the recipe.
Yeah. Why don't you make us some?
No,
Coronado?
Ricardo, I'm asking you, please.
Is
Don't
that
ask
because I'm
yours.
brown? Are you asking?
Ricardo, there's no need to be petty. We're simply asking you to prepare a meal with us.
I've prepared you
But
all a
you're the
meal.
one who
This is an
gave
honor.
the recipe. Why should I be making the guacamole? I'm happy with my mashed avocados right
This
now.
is an honor that he is giving us.
Ricardo, I have been around for quite some time, and I can simply wait for quite a long time for you to prepare this.
How long have you been around for?
So long enough to wait for some guacamole.
I put the ring. I take the ring out of my bag discreetly, put it back on my finger, and then I say,
Green one? If I see the green
"Bro,
one, then yeah.
bro, just make the guacamole, man. I want some guacamole."
I'm not
thought- no, I
making
thought
any fucking
you
guacamole
put-
for
he-
these
Let's take
people.
the ring off.
Yeah, you guys both took the ring off, so he wouldn't have it on.
Yeah,
Oh.
he just put it on, and I just put it on as I saw him.
So he just puts on a ring out in the open, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, let's put on a ring as well."
Well, I mean that's what he did, and that's what I did. So I guess.
But he did it discreetly, is what I'm saying.
I did do it discreetly. Yeah.
You wouldn't
Oh,
realize
I
him putting it on.
You know,
I
let's do that.
go like this. Servants,
You see from out of the room that you guys were just in, these 4 people walk out. They are finely dressed and they have their hands folded, crossed behind them, and they walk out there and they're like, "Yes."
I ask for all the ingredients that I previously listed, a mortar and pestle to grind and mix the things properly, and some bowls and some implements to create the guacamole.
Absolutely. I shall return, and the 4 of them walk back in.
I make the damn guacamole.
They go, by the way, or sorry, after that happens, he goes, thank you. Cornell, you're quite pleasant and an absolute pleasure to have around, I must say.
We are civilized for a reason.
We are. This is true. I've seen and met many people, and you are very, very, you're handling yourself very well done. Very well. And he goes, now, my friend Zanzel told me that some items were missing from his inventory. Do you guys happen to know what items those were?
I'm not sure, but this coconut really is getting to me. Or this food. I excuse myself and go to the bathroom.
Okay, so you just walk off to the side.
Yeah. And I take the ring off and put it back in the backpack as I'm acting like I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay.
And I come back a little bit later.
He's okay. That happens, but what do the rest of you do? He's like looking around the table.
I say this green ring is the only thing that the Rich left to me when he died. So I'm not sure where he got it. Was Sansel missing rings or a ring or anything else?
He was after I believe there was an incident in his shop where I believe a blood clone or something of that nature of Zanzel.
Yes. Yep.
After that encounter, I returned 2 days after that, and Zanzel came to me saying that yes, indeed, a couple of rings were missing from his inventory. I was wondering if perhaps you all, since you were the last ones there prior to this occurring, as far as I know what happened to them. And again, I'm not looking to place blame. I'm not upset. I think my friend just wants his rings back. Perhaps I could let you, if you have them. I'm just saying. And he kind of looks at, or he looks at Riley and gives a slight wink. And he's like, perhaps you could just keep them.
Is it possible that this blood clone, mind you, I don't know much about this topic, but is it possible this blood clone had taken the rings? We had encountered a similar one that these men said that was of Rich, but he seemed intelligent and able to function on his own. Could they be hoarding the rings together somewhere in the pile of blood clones?
That is very possible. Again, Zanzel did not know much of what happened to them, only that they were missing in his inventory. He said they were very minor, but he wanted to bring it to my attention.
Why would you want us to keep them?
Well, like I said, this green ring I took from a Rich, and as he was dying, he gave it to me. So I didn't notice him having it before that incident, so he might have taken it from Sansel's shop, but I don't intend to return it. It's got sentimental value to it. So if that's a concern for yourself or Sansel, I'll have to pass on the mission.
As I mentioned, Zanzel was not too worried about these rings missing, and in fact, he was wondering where you all went. I believe he made a friends with you there in town. He was quite sad to see that you had left when I returned. I will let him know. Perhaps you say hello and let him know that you know nothing of the rings, I suppose.
Would you?
Well, I just told you about this ring, but yeah.
I believe yes. He mentioned that Rich had, I think, acquired one. I believe he got some certain items for all of you. Did he not? That was the reward for finding the young boy.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yes, I believe that was part of the deal I had struck. Although, if I remember correctly, they were quite a bit higher than I had anticipated, but nevertheless, that was not a problem.
Oh. That's nice.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. You mentioned that Zanzil had this blood clone and whatnot, and how we killed it. Do you know how he was cloned?
He goes, well, my friends to the east believe that whenever blood is drawn from someone like that and a cultist is involved, that whenever they touch it, the blood god, part of the initial ritual of the cult is to sacrifice your blood to this god, and it becomes part of him, and then the person, by extension, becomes part of the blood god himself. So when they perhaps inflict wounds on someone or something of that nature, that is how they are able to clone, as this word seems to be thrown around quite a lot, some of these bodies.
So it's people who are part of the cult that sacrifice their own blood that get cloned.
Perhaps, or perhaps they have, by extension, wounded someone else, and that blood is then touched in their skin and absorbed. It's very. I don't know too much about it. Again, a lot of us are only guessing as how this all actually works.
So you're not concerned that Zanzil might be a part of the cult?
No, I've known Zanzil I've known him for a long time. There is no doubt in my mind that he is not working with them. He is with us.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. I do quite like him. I really like his voice. It's very cheerful.
He is quite the cheerful young wizard. Old wizard. Is he young or old? I never really know. You can't see much behind that beard of his.
No, you can't.
Will your friend Cobblepot be joining us again? He seems to be having some issues. It's been like 10 minutes since you've been gone. Are you coming back, Ryan, or are you just going to stay over at the...
No, I'll come back.
Okay. He comes back. He goes, well, what say you about the offer? Will you perhaps work for me?
We discussed it. I think that we need to negotiate pay, Mr. Fix.
He goes, okay. What were you wondering? What were you looking for?
Some cash money.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I know you mentioned clothing before, but I value gold more than almost anything. So
Fair enough. That is what your friend was perhaps seeking from me. So I thought that is what you were looking for. He points towards Coronado when he says, "Your friend."
No. No, I think we're good in the clothes for now.
He goes,
if
well,
you wouldn't,
what seems fair?
Plus,
Well,
to be
if,
quite honest, I will visit Charlemagne's, so I might get something there, and really more than that I may not need. So
judging by how easy that Manticore was to defeat, and you're saying that corpse is worth 10,000 to you,
If it is in pristine condition, then yes.
this task seems a lot more difficult than taking him down. What about 10,000 split amongst the four of us?
yeah, what about that?
Done.
I whisper, maybe we should have asked for more. Wow.
He goes, 2,500 ahead? Yes. It will be quite a perilous journey, though. Will not be something that you finish tomorrow, the next day, etc. It will be quite some time, I assume.
Are we not just heading to your town to investigate?
Oh, no. There are runes scattered throughout all of Ehbon that you must go and search out. It will be a perilous journey, but 10,000 gold, yes, I assume you could have that.
How many runes is it?
We know of 3, however, there is probably more. We only know of the ongoings currently of 3 different cults at 3 different towns. But I assume there is more out there. You never know how big something is until you've really seen it all.
So when do we get paid? After we visit the 3 rooms, or?
Since we only know about 3, let's say yes. That works for me.
Okay. That's good. I'm down for that.
Ricardo, since you are going to Charlemagne, let her know that I say hello and that I will cover whatever you are looking for.
Oh, awesome. Would you like me to get you anything?
No, I believe your friend is actually going to outfit the rest of this caravan one day.
Yes.
All right.
I plead with you one more time. Go elsewhere. You will regret these decisions with Charlemagne.
Well, surely she's not making Crocs or anything, Coronado.
Oh, no, nothing that dreadful. My God. The person who invented those things should be hung by their neck.
I agree. I agree.
Anyway, no, just go see for yourself.
I lift up my robe and kind of show my pants to
Ricardo,
They're tight
please.
leather pants that look good on you.
to
They look
fix.
good on you.
I say, yeah. So.
As well, I can see that those are perhaps a little bit off color, but they are quite well crafted.
Crafted and fashionable, and they show off all the. I got his measurements down. They look good. Don't even pretend.
All right. I mean, yeah, skin tight, same color as my skin is.
Well, I didn't say it's the same color as your skin. Brown has shades. Brown has a great many shades.
Okay. I will head over to Charlemagne's now.
Okay.
While you're there, will you pick me up some more socks?
For sure.
I'd like some too, actually.
Socks for everyone.
Thanks,
I
Bix.
shall pass on the socks. Thank you.
3
Ask
socks.
her if she sells leg warmers for horses too.
My God.
No.
He goes, perfect. So we have a deal?
Yeah.
It sounds like we do.
I'll go to
All right.
shake
I shall accompany you to the first spot, and then I will let you go. You can ride with me there.
Can we leave tomorrow though?
I suppose so, yes. What is it that you need to attend to?
I just have some horse armor that I need to pick up, and it'll be done tomorrow morning.
Perfect. I shall, since I am paying for this man's clothes, I shall pay for that as well.
Oh, that would be.
It's almost as if the DM doesn't remember how much he was going to charge you.
It's too bad I don't remember how much I paid.
So, Fix, how far away is this first ruin site that we're heading to?
It is over in the Elven lands. We will be traveling for probably around 2 weeks or so.
Well, Coronado, looks like you got your adventure.
An adventure it is. Huzzah!
And that ends this week. We'll deal with the clothes as well as getting Riley's horses fit next episode. Cool. Let's do some shout outs here. Caitlin, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, so thanks everyone for watching so much. Really awesome. I'm going to stream directly after this, and that will be at twitch.tv/Caitlin. So it's just like my Twitter name. Actually, I guess I'm on the page right now where it shows my stream name. So somewhere, I think over there, maybe over there, probably over there. Up, down,
It's the other
over
way.
there.
Yeah.
Over here. All right. Anyways, yeah, so we'll be streaming there, and then you can also follow my Twitter, which is Caitlin with an underscore between the Y and the N. And I think that JP will play Heroes with me, at least for a couple games. Maybe Ryan, Rian.
Yeah.
You guys playing Heroes after?
I won't
to.
be. I need to pack and stuff for tomorrow, but I will be playing later tonight.
Not right now. You said you play a game or two.
Not right. I gotta at least get some renders started and other stuff.
Well, hopefully someone will play Heroes with me after this. So yeah. Thanks again for watching.
There you go. There you go. Cats, do some shout outs.
Yep. Thanks everyone for watching. Please follow me on Twitter @RootCats. Follow my team, root-gaming.com, and thanks to my sponsors, TT Sports, B3GamingPC.com, and Twitch. They are really awesome. I will probably be streaming later, but I think I'm gonna go back to sleep now, and I will most likely stream StarCraft 2 and Heroes later today.
Awesome.
So if you, thank you.
Cool. Neil, go ahead, do some shout outs.
Hey guys, thanks for watching as always. I'm pretty stoked with Coronado. I don't want to, get him too focused in one area. I'm sure the clothing thing will die off as we go on. Maybe flare up from time to time. For me, I've got Love Bites in 2 hours over on twitch.tv/Koivu. It's where me and a guest, different guest each week, answer all the romantic advice type questions that you have for us, or life advice, whatever. It's pretty silly and ridiculous, and we don't take ourselves seriously, so you should swing by, have some fun with that. If you have any questions for us, you can send it to koivu@regalgoblins.com. And this is actually the closing out of my weekly 24-hour stream, which started yesterday with roleplay. I guess we're ending 2 hours early, but whatever. 22 hours, 24 hours, who cares?
Exactly.
That's all for me.
Cool. Ryan, close us out.
Sick. So, guys, I had a great time doing roleplay today. So, thank you all for watching us. It was such a pleasure to do Ehbon for you, and we really appreciate you guys being here. For my own stuff, you can check out my Twitter at MLGRyan. You can check out my YouTube, youtube.com/RyuZilla. And you can check out my Twitch. I think I'm going to take a small break after this, and then I'm going to be playing some heroes with whoever's playing. Anybody from this cast, maybe some other bros, whatever. But yeah, so you can check that out, twitch.tv/RyuZilla. Go check out Caitlin, keep my seat warm, and then come watch my stream when I come back. All right, guys.
Cool. As for me, I will not be streaming or doing any content except for youtube.com/itmeJP, where I've got a bunch of stuff already made tomorrow, Saturday, and I will be back Sunday. Sunday evening at 9 o'clock EST, we've got Roleplay R&D Pendragon, which Neil is actually on. It'll be week number 2, and we're all knighted, and I don't know what's going to happen, so I guess we'll just see what happens after that. Apart from that, thanks everyone for watching once again. And I will say what Kat said last week. A lot of the other shows get a lot of fan art and stuff, and I think we need some Ehbon fan art. Would you agree, Kat? You want to see some Ricardo?
Yeah, or just discussion on the itmeJP subreddit would be nice. I always read that, so if anyone has any feedback and stuff for us, that'd be cool.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys. I will get the VOD posted up over on YouTube. It should be finished processing here in about an hour for those that want to catch that, and it'll be available to subs as soon as we go offline. So we're out, guys. Go watch, I think, Caitlin, who's streaming Heroes right now, and Ryan a little bit later tonight. We'll see you then.
Indeed.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.